Okay, we're back now. That was an fail. Got to charge the Ryobi portable sander. What I want to do, and what I didn't explain before, is I'm sanding it down so there's no nudge. I'm hitting it with a hammer as well, any spots that may have sticks to come out. Because the aim is I want a smooth flagpole. I'm not aiming for a perfect flagpole, but I'm aiming for a flagpole that can operate my flag. So basically that means any little kind of sharp sticks, burrs, anything like that. So that's the idea of sanding it. Up to now it gets me a bit more variable surface. So we'll get moving, and if it's a bit long, I'll fast forward it. I think that'll do. So I'll run up to the bus. I think there's a paintbrush up there. Before I put the termite stuff in there. I'll brush it off with the brush. So I think there's one in the bus up at the top. So I'll go and grab that. And then we'll get to the next stage, which is termite proofing it. I won't wash it down again. Because actually that termite stuff does a good job at prepping it. So I'll leave you there, and sanding done. Okay, the next step, what we're going to do is a home protection termite defender. Now you didn't see part one. Here's a recap. I don't know if you can see that, but part one is a photo at the beginning. So what it does is timber preservation and fungicide for pre-treatment and manual treatment of timber against burrs, termites, moles, algae and fungi. I treated the 100-year-old flagpole, like I said, in the first part with it, and I've still got a fair bit. Got this from Bunnings. So it does come with a spray thing. I tried that on the 100-year-old one. Didn't quite work, so what I'm going to do is I'll just do the same thing I did. Just put it in, brush it on. I prefer doing this method. because it actually provides a thicker method. There's quite a fair bit, so I used about a quarter or half a quarter for that one, and I don't think it'll use that much for this one because of that 100-year-old one was huge. Compared to this one, it's not. So let's get onto it. It is quite thick. Now, your pet, luckily she might be tied up or something. Just be careful with your pet. Of course. And luckily I did one. So here you go. Brush it on. We're thick. Just jab it in. Don't be light about it. Just give it the boot. Just coat it. Because this is a preventer. So this is actually a substance spray in the home. So don't be afraid to give it as much as you like on it. In the end, you won't be able to do it again until the paint starts pulling up once more. We'll have to wash the can. Won't kill you. Just don't splash with your eyes. But preferably wear some gloves if you can. Because of the shortage of gloves at the moment, I don't have that luxury. To do this, wearing gloves. I think with the 100-year-old one, I did do with gloves. No, again, that was just on you get stuff like that. Or the COVID-19, it's coming harder and harder to get protected here. I'm lucky my father left me that P2 mask. I also am in the fireys, so I've also got a fire mask in my kit bag, so I could use that last minute thing. Don't be afraid to give it a lot. Especially around the notches. Especially up there's one notch here that one further up, I think it is. That one. It has covered. I want this to last hopefully more than 6 months because if I can get this to last a lifetime and just keep maintaining it, I reckon that'll be it. If it can last as long as those 100-year-old placehold did, I will win. Something will just crack on the fire. See there? What's that? This actually is a lot of knowledge because I'm afraid that was very much. But this tends to be wrong for one unit, so both sides. Anyway, you get the drift. I'm going to pause you there. Okay, I'm back. Just washed my hands before touching the camera. Now this has been wood treated. I've done the best I can. Now all I've got to do now is wait for it to dry and hope the heavens won't open up on it. But you're right, it should dry before then. If it does, this is what it's meant to do. I've put a lot down here. Simple pack, that's where it's going to hit the ground. I am going to grab one of these pavers or rocks, whatever, one of these flat rocks, just to put underneath it when it does go on the ground, just so it's not directly on the ground. But the termites are still going to love it if I didn't, you know, put this stuff on it. Now, like I said, you can get that from Bunnings, but like I said, always wear gloves, don't get it in your eyes. But I don't have that luxury because when I went to my small local hardware, it was sold out, and I'm not going to Bunnings because Monday to Friday at the moment, Bunnings is only open for tradies, and it was Thursday, and on the weekend it's no point because it's going to be packed. I wouldn't say they're non-essential people going there, but non-essential items. It could be a veteran, it could be a nurse, it could be a father, it could be somebody who's just trying to keep their mind active while they're stuck at home, while they're just going past for work, from work, and they're just doing the run while they're on the way to work. So, but I've heard it's been pretty packed, trying to get stuff, people trying to get stuff, and it's just been packed, so I'm not going to Bunnings. So I just went to my local hardware. So this is stuff that I've had left over from the 100-year-old flagpole restoration. I just need to paint it white once it dries. It's starting to dry in spots I can see. As you can see here, it's right there. It's starting to dry there. And that's what you want. You want it to be dry. Not this glossy, not this varnish look. You want this to look like this when it's drying. So we'll let this dry. Check out part 1 if you haven't checked out part 1. We're getting closer to putting rope on, to putting the guides on, to putting the... I won't put that rope tie off point on just yet, because this is actually going to be fence wired to the gate, to the fence, one of the poles in the middle. There's 2 gates up there, one wider for trucks and one is also wide but not on a sharp angle, such a sharp angle where trucks can still get through. But the other one's just a lot wider. It's a cocky's gate. So I'm going to put it smack bang between those 2 gates, so it's directly in the middle of the entranceway. But like I said, I'm not putting the tie down point where I'm going to tie off the rope just yet, even when I've got the guides on, because I want to actually put it up, then measure where exactly it's meant to go, because it's pretty hard to know, to look at this length and go, I'll just put it there. It could be, that could be all the way down the ground. We don't know, or that could be too far up the head. So easier to do it that way. Another thing I've learned, this tripod, I was able to take the center out, which is cool. So I'm able to hold it more steady. So the next part is I'm going to have a coffee, the jug on, have a couple of biscuits, give one to my girl there, the dog. Dale, she's part of the family, give her a biscuit. Enjoy my afternoon relaxing at the moment, because this is going to take about probably an hour, up to 2.5 hours, maybe, possibly to dry, depending on the sun. It's starting to come in the shade, which is going to not help it. But I'll come back in about an hour, hour and a half, check on it, because it's starting to dry now, but it might be till tomorrow, might be not till tomorrow that I can paint it. And but before I paint it, I want to put the guides on, because I'll stuff it, I'll paint it and then put the guides on. I really didn't want the guides flashing in the air, but a bit of bling on it won't hurt it, I suppose. After all, I'm not painting the lower one, so I might as well keep the guides the same. So enough chatting, go and have a coffee, and I'll go and upload these photos, these videos onto the thing. I'll take a photo of this, the way it looks, and then when it dries, we'll get the water-based paint out and stir it. May need to be added some water in it, and then we'll start painting. Alright. Okay, so new setting. We're going to do it underneath the house. So you're looking directly down. That's a workbench. Step Up gave me that. It's pretty oily and dirty anyway. I've just given it a quick clean. Bag for scrounged up paint. Very thick in the can, which is great because if it was running like the new stuff, I reckon I wouldn't be able to put about 3 or 4 layers on already straight onto it. So this is all painted. It's in the morning. Yeah, good stuff. Good thing about it is it's what they call water-based paint. So basically, if you did want to thin it out a little bit, you can put a bit of water in it. Clean your brushes is simple. So basically, the next step for this is now one guide here, one guide here. So this one guide will actually be about here, looking at the direction of it. And what those guides do in the old pioneer style, just try and get you away from that light, pioneer style things, is because they use trees. Trees aren't always straight up and down. Yes, you can get some real perfect straight ones. If you can, that's great, all you got to do. But this one is not straight up and down. So this will allow the rope to travel the way the tree is intended. So this is the painting done. I'll take a photo for you guys. I'm very pleased with the way it goes. Now, I don't know if I said this, but the reason I say there's no point in going to the hardware. I did go to the hardware, but I did go to the hardware on the way home from work. I'm lucky I'm in a position right now where my job will not fail. It may lack a bit of hours, it may lack a little bit of money, but with this government thing we're hoping to get, I might gain a bit of money, not sure. But with the, I'm not going to, how can I put it? I ain't going to go back to the hardware if I'm home. I'm home from work, that's where I'm staying. So basically I forgot the paint, I forgot the brush I'm going to do on the way home. So basically I scrounged for the paint. I already asked about scrounging for the paint way before I went to go do. And I forgot the paintbrush, so they kindly gave me a paintbrush as well. Now this is very traditional, painting it white. It's something satisfying about just painting something white, something like military. The 100-year one was painted white. What can I say? It's just military. And that's what I wanted to try and represent for these ANZACs on this ANZAC Day, was how would they have done it? They would have scrounged for the paint. They would have cut anything. If they didn't have an electric saw, they would have cut it by hand. They would have scrounged for a lot of things. Or if they were near a town, they would have got stuff from the local hardware. So there's a bit, it's not an accurate pioneer one. It's just a flagpole that I can raise my Australian flag and be proud of to be Australian. So I think that's enough chat from me. There will be a part 3 because I didn't realise how long this was going to be, so I'm going to end it where the painting is. In part 3 we're going to fit the hardware, fit the rope, don't know if you guys can see that, going to fit the rope, stand it, raise the flag. So this is probably about, give it 3 hours to dry. I'm going to give it 3 hours to dry. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I'm going to give it about 3 hours. So in those 3 hours, I'm going to sit down, have another coffee, and just do nothing today. Why not? It's Easter Saturday. I got 3 days to do it, and it's day 1 down, 3 more days to go, including today. Well, in those 3 days, it includes today. So basically, if you don't include this day, it's 2 days to go. Hopefully, I'll call out. So, I'm going to leave you there. Take a photo. Thank you guys for watching. If this inspires you to do a traditional flagpole and you're on the property and you've got nothing to do, great. If anything else, I hope this is, well, I'm not an expert, but if this is something that you'd like to try, it's pretty simple. All you need is rope, like I said, some fence wire for making some type of hardware for runners, some type of rope. It could be telecom rope, it could be whatever rope you got laying around the shed. Some type of clips to clip the flag to. Raise it, bang, you don't even have to paint it. If you can paint it, great, you can paint it pink, purple, but I just went more traditional. So, I'll take a photo, enough chatter, and I'll catch you on part 3.